Welcome to Sunday Night Confessions on the Anxiety Ridden Moms Club, where we trade perfection for honesty, laugh at the chaos, and share the little secrets that make us all feel a little more human.
Every week we read your confessions, funny, messy, heartfelt, and mix in a few of our own because, let's be honest, motherhood, womanhood, and life in general are way too unpredictable to do alone.
So grab that snack you're hiding from the kids, settle in, and remember,
there's no judgment here, just a lot of same girl, same, and maybe a few crumbs in our bras from the snacks we swore we wouldn't share.
Welcome to Sunday Night Confessions, the place where the dishes are still in the sink, the kids are finally asleep, and our anxiety is just getting started.
Every month, we spill a little truth, a little chaos, and a whole lot of what's really going on behind the I'm fine we tell people all week long.
Yes. So grab your tea, your wine, or your weighted blanket, whatever you need, because tonight we're letting it all out. Okay, so we had some very good confessions come in this month, and I'm excited about it. So Let's just jump right in. Number 1, you ever feel like you're back in middle school again? Like no matter how much you grow, some people will still find a way to make you feel small. I've spent years learning to love myself, finding confidence, wearing things that make me feel good, letting my real self show. But lately, I've felt this shift. The girls in my circle, ones I thought were my friends, have started to pull away. Little comments, fewer invites, energy that just doesn't lie. And then tonight, one of them told me not to message her boyfriend. My heart sank because my intentions were pure. I wasn't being shady. I wasn't crossing lines. I was just being friendly. But somehow it still made me feel, I don't know, gross. And honestly, I cried because it took me a long time, a really long time to find my confidence again. And now I feel like I'm right back to being that little girl who didn't fit in. It hurts when you know your heart is good, but people choose not to see it. So there's my confession. Please weigh in. So there's a lot to this one. You ever feel like you're back in middle school again? Yes. Unfortunately, yes.
Yes.
And I'm glad you reached out to us because we can be your people. We can be your village, your people that won't judge you. And unfortunately, yeah, the whole world is one big giant middle school.
Yes. It's unfortunate.
And it doesn't have to be that way.
It shouldn't be that way.
It shouldn't be that way. But how do we fix it? In a recent episode, I'm going to quote Gina back here. It's find your people. So I guess my first word of advice, this person or people aren't your people.
No. And that's okay. That's okay. I mean, I think the problem is a lot of times, you feel like, well, these aren't my people, then who is? And you feel almost maybe in a roundabout way that you're alone, but yet reaching out to other people shows that you know that there's other people out there. That makes sense. You know what I mean? Like when you're asking for help and that's what you should be doing. You don't have to be so stuck in the people who are not nice to you or ignorant or whatever. There's other people out there. And I think it shows just by her reaching out that she should really realize that she knows that there's other people out here to be who you can go to. They can give you the support that you want and make you feel better about yourself and feel alive.
Yeah. So I'm glad you obviously reached out to us, but it doesn't hurt any less. It doesn't hurt any less when these people, quote unquote, turn on you or, right, push you out, I think is how you worded it in one part. But if they're pulling away from you, let them.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't mean it's that you're the problem either. I think a lot of times people feel like, well, why are these people pulling away from me? Why are they turning on me? Why are they doing this to me? And it becomes all of that when it's kind of like, I always say, fuck them.
Yes.
That always gets me through everything, to be honest with you. You know what? Everybody has I know the whole let them is a big thing. I personally like fuck them is better. And anybody who has been around me enough, especially during times we're in frustration of anything, then you know that's what I would say. So and that's not to be mean. It's just kind of like that's how I let go easier than just saying, you know what? Let them do what they want to do. It just feels too like, I don't know.
Cutesy.
It's not enough. I gotta be like, fuck them.
Fuck them.
I'm going to move on. You know what? Fuck them. I got something else to do. You know what? I got other people I can meet that want to hang out with me.
Yeah.
It's just different.
Sit at a table that you're not invited to. Like,
no.
Fuck them. Fuck them. Yeah. We're all going to have, let them tattoos, but ours are going to say fuck them here at the anxiety-ridden moms club.
Yes.
But it's very hard to do. I'm on the other side of that where Gina's quicker. When she says fuck them, she means it. Like she doesn't. And I will say it because I'm a bad bitch. But then I'm like you, I want to cry. And I'm like, what did I do? It a lot of times, and I am really trying, really, really, really trying. It's a them problem.
Yes.
It's not a me problem. It's a them problem. And if they're pulling away, if you can feel them pulling away, they're not saying nice things about you behind your back. I can guarantee it.
No. And that doesn't make that even what they're talking about true or anything else. And, my mom used to tell me when I was a kid. And then, of course, I told my kids. And when I was a kid, I thought, whatever, lady, you're just saying it because you're my mom and like you're supposed to like me or something. But she'd always say, the people who actually are typically talking about you, they're jealous of you. And you have to then base it on the reality of what the real problem is. And I would just be like, jealous of what? I mean, What are you jealous of? Seriously? Like, I mean, I have red hair. Nobody wanted that when I was a kid. I mean, ew. Who wants the redhead? You know what I mean? I would be like, I'm really short. I'm not strong. Like, I mean, I could go on a list of all these things that I'd be like, so what in the hell are you jealous of? You know what I mean?
I don't like that either because don't ever think less of yourself because of these.
Because of what other people are saying doesn't make it true. And so it's in a lot of times I did as I got older, realize that what my mom said is actually true. A lot of the people who are talking shit on you, they just wish they had something that you had or could do what you do, and a lot of things stem from jealousy. We've talked about this even in other episodes. A lot of stuff stems from insecurities and jealousies. That's 100%. So that's their problem, not a you problem, which is why I can easily say, oh, fuck them. I don't care because they are the ones who have a problem, and mean-spirited people anyways. Like, I don't need that in my life. That's just negativity.
Right.
I'm all about the positive stuff.
So it might sting and it might burn, but find your people. These are not it.
Right. Yep.
Now there was a second piece of this.
Okay.
And it was, one of them told me not to message her boyfriend. And I'm curious Gina's thoughts on this, but mine are, you probably shouldn't.
Right.
And I do feel like there is some sort of girl code and everything starts out innocent and I get it. But like, I would not feel comfortable with one of my friends reaching out to my boyfriend. I just wouldn't.
No.
What do you have to say to him that you can't say to the both of us?
Right. Well, I just think at the end of the day, you're going to bring up people's insecurities and stuff anyway. So why would you do that to somebody? Like you said, girl code. It's about, if I just all of a sudden, I don't know, I'm just going to start talking to Brad because I need to reach out to him about something to do with the ARMC.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Like,
I literally would not care. Though,
I know you wouldn't, but I'm just saying, like, there's a point of like, really, why would I do it? I mean, and if I did, I would get your permission to do it. Like, I would say, well, maybe I should just talk to Brad. And then if you said, heck yeah, because I don't know what the hell you're talking about anyways, and he does, okay, great. But like, if you have to know that in each situation. And if I knew that if I talked to him was going to ever bother you, then I just shouldn't do it.
And I will say, I think maybe that it's a little hotter of a topic for me because, for a while, Brad was doing this TikTok live stuff.
Uh-huh.
And he would talk about me and vocalize things about me, and I would join the lives, and he would promote us, the ARMC, and different things. And then there are these bitches sliding into his DMs. Like, I'm here. Well, you probably don't know, but I am reading these because we are very open about that. Back, like, who are you and what the fuck do you think you're doing? Like, people, and I'm saying people because I think it goes both ways.
Yes.
It's called a boundary, and you should have them. Like, if you know somebody's in a relationship or with like, back the fuck off. There's not one reason you would slide in and be like, hey, you should come see me. Like, fuck you.
Right.
Don't do that. And so him and I have had these conversations, so much so that he no longer does this because I don't need that in my life. In my opinion, it was just something that I don't freaking need that shit, and I'm over it. So yeah, I not knocking you by any means, but I think it's just, she's probably insecure, but I don't personally see a reason that you should be reaching out to her man.
No, and there's no reason to put somebody else into another. You feel the way you feel. That doesn't mean retaliation in a roundabout way is what it can feel like then to them. You know what I mean? You're putting them into a position of feeling insecure that you're reaching out to their boyfriend. They don't want you doing that. So be respectful. Even if you feel like somebody's not doing all the right things by you, or what they're doing is not right. You know, people want to get very worried about what's right and justified and whatever. A lot of times it's best just to say it is what it is and move on.
Right.
You know, it's not worth it. And to go and try to do something like that anyways and reach out to the boyfriend is just making it worse. And then you'll wonder why that there's more retaliation of sorts, you know, verbally or whatever that comes your way that you don't want to hear.
For sure.
You know.
Yeah.
So for sure.
But we appreciate you reaching out. That was a good one.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I hope that, you know, you keep listening and we can help you through all the situations that you go through with it.
And please keep us posted on the situation.
Yes, definitely.
I'm curious to know how it all unfolds. All right, the next one. Why is my anxiety stopping me from leaving the house? It is so hard to go out during the weekends, especially when I don't work. I feel very upset knowing that Saturday and Sunday will make me leave the house. I really felt down yesterday morning because a friend of mine invited me to go out Saturday night. How do you deal with this? So I do work, but I work from home. And I'm not necessarily in this place where I get upset when it's the weekend. And that is probably because I do work. So, and not knocking you for not working. And I enjoy the weekends because I don't have the computer tied to me at all freaking times. So I'm a little bit different because I still enjoy the weekends. However, I will say that my social anxiety has gotten probably worse since I worked from home and since my job doesn't force me out of the house and to have these conversations and relationships and things outside of the home, that when big events or things happen, that I do find myself getting more anxious. Even freaking going to Walmart, I'm like, oh my God, there's so many people.
Well, I think, you know what, as you say, okay, so like my daughter, especially in junior high, had some definite situations with social anxiety. And one of the things, even as a parent for her, you want to be like, if she's going to go to, you know, I don't know, like some place, she a lot of times seemed to have hard time, especially if you went to a building, it was very small and there's a lot of people in it. So it was more crowded feeling. That would be something that would bother her more. As a mom, you want to just be like, let's just not go. Right. That is the worst thing you can literally do, because then you actually are giving into the anxiety and making it the next time's worse because you don't want to do it. And so you just want to retaliate every time. It's putting yourself out there and putting yourself in the situation is how you can realize, oh, I did that and I was perfectly fine. Oh, I did that too and I was perfectly fine. I mean, she would not even, like, her friends and stuff. She has really good people that she's been friends with through the years. And like, she wouldn't even order her food. Like if she went to like restaurant, fast food, it ain't coming out of her mouth. If she wanted something, they would order for her. And so I had to actually start working with it, say, you have to order it. I know it's giving you that feeling, but if you don't do it, you'll never break through that feeling. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It took time and it was hard. And of course, one of the first times that that she went and ordered food, she was like, her friend said, listen, we're going to go to just a fast food restaurant. And she is ordering her own meal today. And I'm like, okay, let's make it happen. You got this. You know, they come back and she's like, okay, and this is why I don't order food. And I'm like, well, what happened? And she said, well, the girl's at the counter and her friend orders her meal. So then the girl turns to her and she starts ordering her food. She says she hands her money and the girl all of a sudden stops cold, has her hands, on the money and starts taking it from my daughter. And then all of a sudden she says she's like frozen, drops the money on the cash register and like passes out. She's like, okay. She said, I go, well, what did you do? She goes, well, I reached over and grabbed my money off of the register that was sitting there.
Okay. The girl taking her order passed out?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And she was like, this is why I don't want to order any food. And she goes, and then she kind of got up and she was stumbling around. She's like, I honestly think the girl was on drugs. It was not a normal scenario. And I'm like, I go, okay, but again, that can't scare you from ordering food. Like maybe she had something. We don't know what she had. It could have been, we don't know. This girl could have health issues, right?
Right.
And she just had something happen. And but it really caused her to be more anxious from this happening to this girl. She's doing something she doesn't want to do. But we still continually encourage her to do it. And now my daughter orders food and does everything just fine. But it took some time. And so I would definitely say you can't, if you stay home more, going back out to doing those things, it's very easy to make it uncomfortable which is going to cause more anxiety. You got to do it. Make it happen.
Don't let the anxiety win.
No.
Don't. You've got to force yourself. But hey, on the flip side, you said something about your friend inviting you out and that gate, like, look, if you don't want to go, don't go.
Right.
But don't go because you don't like the activity or you don't want to be at a bar all night or whatever it may be. But don't not go because your anxiety is telling you not to, or you're fearful of what will happen outside of the house. Like you've got to force yourself. You can't stay inside all the time. You just can't. So don't let the anxiety
And you can have boundaries to tell your friends what you can and cannot do. Like, hey, I'm going to come out, but your friends, if they're your friends, should know you're having problems with anxiety anyways. And they should be talked to about the fact of like, hey, I want to come out. I'm a little, nervous about this or that, or I don't know, I want to be out all night. And there should be kind of like a little bit of a guideline to help you through it.
Yeah.
So that way you get to the point that you're like, heck yeah, I'm going to that party and we're going to party all night long.
Like, Gina, I don't want to go to Ballpark Village. I don't want to be shot. Be vocal. It's fine.
Yes.
Maybe we could go to the movies.
Right. Right. Exactly.
But don't let your anxiety win.
No.
Okay. Next up, this one's a little bit longer, but it's a good one. So, man, that's how she started it. Man, how do you all handle husband/father of child being, in quotes, mean to child? My husband has been working crazy hours lately. Like he wakes up by 4 a.m. and he doesn't get home until 7 p.m. in bed by 9 p.m. But all week he doesn't play with our son, who is 18 months old and loves his daddy. Literally, our son waits for his father to come home by sitting in the bay window and then gets so happy when he pulls in. Yet husband might say to him or say hi and then rushes to his routine of unpacking his lunchbox and getting dressed and likes to be alone to eat dinner and watch TV. So I take our son upstairs after he says hi, but then we give dad space to unwind. So weekend comes and I'm excited to have somebody around to, in quotes, help by playing with our son so I can catch up on chores, laundry, whatever. And right off the get-go, toddler is excited and happy to see dad home this morning. And dad is saying things like, stop, go away. And my heart just breaks wide open. I told our son, come on, buddy. Dad needs some space. I hate him right now, to be honest. I really do. He is giving his job everything and has nothing left for us.
So this starts with the relationship before the child. So in me listening to this, in my opinion, and like I always tell you guys, I'm not a therapist. So if somebody was saying they're doing those things and disregarding my child, the first thing I would start working on is, because obviously your own feelings are starting to become where you feel like work is more important, obviously, than even his spouse, right? And then it affects the kids. But if your as spouse is more connected, he would be more connected to the kid, because you kind of can then have more conversations. You have more, you get that respect for each other back, and you can put down guidelines and expectations. And there's nothing wrong with somebody who worked all day, especially depending on their job. If they say, could you, when I get home, I'll say hi to the kid, give him a hug and a kiss, but then let's make a routine to where I've got 20 minutes that I can go do something, to get that unwind 20 minutes, just because like maybe the job's high stress. Maybe he's just one of those people, like, to go from work to home is difficult. I think a lot of people have that problem. But I think that then after that, he has to have time with his wife and his child. And if he's not, then he is neglecting the relationship first with you and then with your child. But I kind of get the sense the whole thing is really geared towards, like he's neglecting my son, so I'm defending my son, so I'm upset about my son. But the truth be told is that he's not doing anything for you as a spouse, which is actually the first thing he needs to be concerned about. How are you doing? Do you need help with anything at the home? Let's find a way to balance that out. And I understand if he's working and if you're at home, maybe he has higher expectations of what you do at home, and that's okay. But then that should be discussed and figured out. And if you had those things figured out, then you can move forward, and he would have a better relationship with the child. And then you don't have to watch your child be disappointed.
Yes. And I have all come in with just a little bit different perspective, I guess. Gina's always told us communication is key. Mm-hmm. So I guess my first question to you is, have you communicated this to him?
Yep.
At what point have you sat down and you said like, whoa, bro, you're pissing me off. Mm-hmm. I think it might go a little bit deeper than this. And I get that. Like, and I also get that, what
and maybe that's I need a babysitter for the night, or if you have parents, go drop the toddler off for the whole night, spend the night somewhere so that you have a discussion night about that.
For sure. And I don't know, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I guess coming at this from two different ways. Like, the man is getting up from 4 a.m. to 7 p.m. And he's providing for your family. So, right? You said you didn't work. Mm-hmm. Is that the last one? I think, yeah. I get them confused. Yeah. But he is getting up at 4 a.m. to 7 p.m. So I'm sure he's exhausted. I'm sure he's tired. I'm sure he's overwhelmed. And I'm sure he's overstimulated. Mm-hmm. So, and you probably are all of these same things. Be patient also with him, but you've got to communicate. You've got to figure out what's going on. And if he stonewalls you and says, I work all day, like, then yes, the problem goes much, much, much deeper. But I think that again, communication. And, I would love to know like how he reacts when.
Oh, yeah.
Or do you whisk the child away? Because if you just whisk the child away to like protect him, if he doesn't see that reaction or that his kid's heart's broken, like that, at some point he needs to realize like the effects that he's having on the kid too.
And a relationship with a child, with any adult and a child, if as an adult you don't have a good relationship with a child, that's a you problem, like as an adult. And that's what he needs to be talked to about. His relationship with his child, what does he want? And what he's doing is not going to give him probably what he wants.
Right. Now I will say too, and I'm divorced, so there's that. But my now ex-husband was petrified when they were small. So whether that was baby, so there were times that I'm like, what the, like, come on, dude, I need help. And so I can, and then you said your baby is 18 months. So I feel like it's getting to the point, but like, I would say for my ex-husband, it was 2 and below. He wasn't really, because he was uncomfortable. He didn't know how to handle a crying baby. And that could be a factor too, that it makes him uncomfortable because he doesn't know how to take care of this kid. And this kid is bonded to you because you're with them all. Like, so there's lots of factors that could go into maybe why this is happening. So don't beat yourself up over it or whatever. But I will tell you, I feel like from 2 on, when they can start communicating, like the toddler can start communicating and tell you what they want and they need or what's wrong, everything shifts. You know, I remember when mine was a baby and I was so freaking frustrated because I'm like, I need some help. And then when Wyatt was old enough to go with him to farm and home or sit on his lap to mow the yard, now they have a bond that will never be broken. Like they are thicker than thieves to the point where I get my feelings hurt because Wyatt always wants to be with his dad now that we're separated. So, you know, maybe this too shall pass also. Maybe it's just he's not comfortable with the baby toddler phase. So don't, you know.
And maybe he's just not aware to what extent of what it's doing.
Right.
You know.
I want to believe that if he knew that you felt so adamantly or you were so disgruntled with him that he would want to change the behavior. Mm-hmm. And if he doesn't,
then that's a totally different discussion. Yes. But I also think you have to approach him with love, not approach him to attack him on what he's doing wrong. Because like you said, he's 4:00 in the morning till 7 p.m. at night. I mean, it's a long day. It's a long day. Yes. And I'm sure he's tired and it just gets you kind of in a funk and it can get you in a bad routine. You know what I mean? It just can. And then it just, sometimes you don't really realize what you're doing, so you definitely have to come with somebody with the best approach to start out, at least.
Freaking absolutely. I mean, from where I sit, like my boyfriend and I, there was a period of time when he wasn't working and now I work from home and we were together 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we wanted to murder each other. Fair, right? And then he's back to work. And now we're on the complete opposite where I'm like, oh my gosh, he's always at work. I freaking miss this. Like I wanted to kill him because we were always together. And now it's like, oh my God, I'm so bored. Mm-hmm. Like my kids are with their dad and he's at work and I'm like twiddling my thumbs and I'm like, I got to come up with a hobby. Like, what are we doing? But what I'm getting at is it is so easy to fall into routines and roommate situations to where we're ships passing in the night.
Yep.
We're not doing the things that we need to. We're not in a relationship anymore. And judging by, and again, this is a small paragraph to your life of things. So we're not.
But that's why I go to the relationship first. Because the more connected that you are, the happier both people are. In turn, that gives happiness it does different things for the kids. So it just all kind of goes together, which is why no matter what, at least as much as you sometimes feel like you hate him, hates is a harsh word. Let's just say he's totally on your nerves. And let's go to the fact that we probably should ask if somebody in the family, if you have this, could keep a toddler for an entire night and do something on the weekend that's just the two of you and talk about all that stuff. And hopefully it can get better.
Yeah. So our piece of advice is date night.
Right.
Have a date night.
And schedule that you're going to continue to have date nights and continue communicating. Communication is key.
Yes, absolutely. And we appreciate you freaking reaching out.
Yep.
We love this. So I feel like we had some good confessions come in. Mm-hmm. And it's fun. Yeah.
It makes I hope it makes everybody not feel so alone. I mean, we all have lives and it's like we always talk about, you get on the internet and everybody's so freaking happy and perfection and whatever. And the reality is it's just not life. It's not real life. Everybody has problems. Everybody has situations. And that's kind of what's that is something I do kind of like about Sundays is the fact that we talk about some of this stuff, mm-hmm. We're all just regular human beings.
Yeah.
Trying to make it.
And I love the honesty in you saying like this last one saying like, I freaking hate him right now. Like that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
I hate that you hate him right now, but I also love it for the purpose of Sunday Night Confessions that you feel honest enough to bring it up and say what it is. And this is the safe space. And you know what? Maybe, just maybe you listen to this episode loud and clear so he can hear it too, because at the end of the day, he's human also. And like, I don't know, maybe sometimes I think we avoid communicating because we don't like what the outcome will be for both of us, but nobody wants to live in purgatory.
Right. Exactly.
Of just, or like I said, the roommate situation where we're delaying the inevitable or whatever it may be. So anyway, keep reaching out to us, keep sending these things to us. We really appreciate it. And on the flip side of that, we had a couple of people this week reach out to us through social media. So again, our social media accounts, we're on most of them, but it's the ARMC, so Anxiety Ridden Moms Club, but follow us on our social media accounts. We had several people reach out just in the last couple of weeks, just tell us how much we're helping, like that they're listening to our episodes. We had somebody reach out and say she listens multiple times a week. Sometimes we're on repeat, and to keep doing it because we're helping her. And I can't tell you guys how much that fuels Gina and I to keep doing this.
Yes, because it's definitely the point. Definitely the point. Trying to help each other, help everybody else.
That's it for this week's Sunday Night Confessions.
Remember, you're not alone in your anxiety, your chaos, or your confessions. This is a judgment-free zone where we're all just trying to keep it together.
So breathe, reset, and we'll meet you right back here next month on Sunday Night Confessions.
If no one's told you lately, let me be the one to say it. You're not failing, you're growing. You're not broken, you're becoming, and you're doing better than you think.
Thanks for being here today. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love if you'd subscribe, leave a review, or share it with another mom who might need to hear this. You can also connect with us on Facebook or TikTok at the ARMC. We'd love to hear your story.
Until next time, give yourself grace, breathe deep, and remember, peace is possible.